game against the Netherlands in Rotterdam. It's shorter than usual because we've got training after. So no argument today, is it, Rob? Or can I? No, it's Rob, is it?
He's probably in my place. Nearly there, Rob, nearly there.
Yeah.
Had a few pull-outs, wear and tear, and obviously Norton Davis suspended. Can you talk us through them?
Yeah, we've had a few injuries. It's been such an intense camp. We've got Reece suspended, Wardy with his knee, Joe Morrell broken toe, Joe Allen had to come off against Belgium and is having a scan today. But even without seeing the outcome of that, it's not worth risking him. I want him to go and get himself sorted out from a club point of view and have a good pre-season and make sure he's ready for September. Nico's not fit, so he won't travel, which is a blow for us as well. What else have I missed? That's about it for now. So yeah, fingers crossed. No, everybody gets through training and we get over there and finish this campaign off.
You're not too surprised by this, are you? Given the programme that you're coming through.
No, it's bonkers. It is bonkers. We've got 4 tough games anyway. Throw a final in the mix off the back of a long season for a lot of our players are from the Championship as well, which is a demanding division to play in. So it's caught up with us. So there's no surprises that we've picked up a few knocks. Having said that, Rob, I want to say that this has been probably the most positive camp that we've had. Our objective coming into camp was, can we qualify for the World Cup? Done. We've ticked that box. Then I want to expose some of the younger players to top opposition in European football, and we've done that. And I was really pleased with some of the performances against Poland. They give a great account of themselves against a strong Polish team. And then we've had a good performance again against Holland, and a little bit of our naivety more than anything. It wasn't because of lack of ability, it was because of naivety towards the end. We could have again got a point against a good Dutch team, a very good Dutch team. And then the performance against Belgium was probably more like I want to play moving forward with the personnel as well. And I thought we'd give a great account of ourselves on another day. Could have won that game. So there's tremendous amount of positives come onto this camp.
Time was, Rob, that you would play the likes of Wales, would play the likes of Belgium and the Netherlands, and everybody had to be top of their game. But actually now, you're there with them, aren't you? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's where the tides have changed slightly, Rob. I think we're seeing that now, that I keep saying it, we'll respect those opposition, absolutely. But we don't fear them anymore. We'll go into them and we'll go toe-to-toe with them. And when you look at the bench that we've got now, not only have we got a great starting 11, but you've got the likes, using Brennan as an example again, because he's the one at the minute that has come on and scored the goal with an unbelievable assist from Aaron. But when you look at the bench now, we've got a little bit of strength and depth as well. We haven't just got the best 11 on the pitch. We've got players now on the bench that can come on and have an impact on the game.
2 players I want to ask you about. Joe Allen, you said he needs to get himself sorted now. He's obviously been linked with a return back to Swansea City. Would that suit him, do you think?
Well, listen, he's a massive asset for us, isn't he? What he's done for Welsh football over the years is incredible, and he's still a massive part for me moving forward. And he 100% will be in my World Cup squad. There's no doubt about that. So it's getting him in the best place now to go out and enjoy his football, wherever that may be.
Does that include Swansea, do you think, for him?
Any club's an option for him. Yeah, of course. He's got the options on the table. He might have to wait a little bit. But he's got a few options, and we know he'll be playing football next season. It's just a matter of finding out where.
And Aaron Ramsey in a similar position in a way. What do you see as the future for him? And given the fact that he is now in the top 10 all-time appearances, and in the I think he's 6 in the overall scoring, just behind Dean Saunders in both. Is he sort of undervalued, but generally, does he go under the radar because of Gareth Bale? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I think they're both really important players for us, those two, Gareth and Aaron. And I've said before, in big games, they both turn up and score goals for us. No surprise that he's getting the praise that he thoroughly deserves. I work with him day in and day out. I think sometimes his reputation's gone before him with regards to how robust is he to go from game to game. But I think he's shown every time he turns up for Wales, he's more than capable. Of playing back-to-back games, and he come on and had an impact. He come on sooner than what we'd anticipated against Belgium, but it wasn't a problem for him. If anything, he got better and grew stronger and stronger as the game went on.
And last one from me. You just given one of the 23. How close are you to?
26 overly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, talk about that if you can. Is there a possibility of it being 26? Are you pushing for that?
Of course I am. Of course I am. I want 26 like we did in the Euros last year. I want the demands of the players. I'd like a 26-man squad, absolutely.
So have you made appeals to FIFA?
No, not officially. I'm just voicing my opinion at the moment, Rob.
Right. And how many of the 23, 26 have you got penciled in already?
There's going to a lot of things can happen from now till the date that we have to pick the squad, Rob. So, of course, I've got in my head what it's going to look like. But a lot can happen from now till then.
All the best.
Thanks, Rob.
Gary.
Morning, Rob.
Morning, Gary.
Just on Joe, how worrying and how difficult is it for a player? Obviously, he needs to find a club, but he's obviously coming up. We don't know whether it's a grade 1, 2. It doesn't look like it's a grade 3 hamstring, fortunately. But how difficult is it for a player when they've got an injury this late in the season and they're looking for a club? Kind of how concerning is that for him and for you as well?
Not for him. He's as fit as a fiddle, and we don't even believe it is a grade 1. We don't. So, if anything, personally, I don't think anything will show up on the scan. But I'm just sort of using my common sense here, and it's pointless taking him. I've got Dylan Levitt, I've got Matty Smith, I've got Ethan. Why would I risk him? There's no point. There's a lot of fatigue in his legs. He's had a long season, and this is when I go back to playing. He's had a tough season in the Championship, and a lot of miles in his legs. So there's no benefit in taking him and risking it.
Oh, that's good to hear. Just on coming back to the 26-man or 23-man. I know you're voicing your opinion now, but we all know we're running out of time. Do you know what the process is to try and make a representation, or do you speak to other associations and see what the feeling is out there?
Yeah, I think we'll speak with our administrators now and see how we can approach that. But for me, like I said, I supported it last year. I thought it was absolutely the right thing to do to 26, and I'd like it again.
Brennan Johnson, what do you expect from him between now and November, given the development you've seen and that a lot of people saw on Saturday night? Perhaps for the first time, they saw what he can do. What do you expect from him?
Yeah, I want him to go back now. I know he'll stay humble. I know he's that type of lad. He's a great lad to have around the place. I want him to go and have a good pre-season in Nottingham Forest and look forward to his season playing in the Premiership. And we'll obviously all monitor him, myself included, and be there to watch his games. And like I said, we nearly went through his clips with him just before the last game against Belgium, and where we think we can tweak his improvement. He plays a different way for Nottingham Forest as to what we want him to play. We want him to play a little bit closer with DJ as opposed to playing outside shoulder of the centre back, and just little tweaks like that to be adaptable, really. And we know he can play as a 10. We know he can come short. He's done that with the 21s over the years, and he's proven to be a good 9 as well, and running in behind with his pace. That's a massive attribute of his. So it's just helping him enhance them and work on other aspects of his game.
Every previous World Cup that I can sort of remember, and I've been covering for 20 years, we'd be playing now. World Cup would be happening right now. What do you do once the Netherlands game is over? Because your time is so limited, but you've got this 3-4 month period. What do you do to make sure you've got everything ready for USA, Iran, England in those games? Because your time, and also explain how much time do you actually get with the players between now and selecting the squad and going off to Doha? Yeah,
not a lot, Gareth. It's a good question. We've got 2 games in September. So we play Belgium away and Poland at home, and that's the only 2 games after Tuesday's game against Holland that we'll have with them. So that's the only opportunity that we'll have to work together as a group and the build up to those camps. So it's a little bit unusual as to what we normally have. And with regards to the organisation of things now, I'm going out to Qatar myself within the next couple of weeks for a couple of days to have a look at the facilities and make sure that they're up to the standard that we've already been over and had a look. And speaking again with the administrators to see what we can do and how we can influence those players, certainly the senior players, how we can still keep in contact with them, and is that sending our medical team to clubs to be with them and make sure that they're in tip-top condition, then ready for September and then November.
Rob, just a final question for me, slightly away from everything that's happening now. Obviously, Wales is a sporting nation. Doesn't matter they'll support them at the Commonwealth Games playing bowls. They'll,
Yeah.
what sport means to the Welsh public. One of the greats of Welsh sport's been lost overnight, Phil Bennett. Just your thoughts on him as a sportsman, and also, the Welsh rugby team have given you support when you go to the Euros.
Yeah.
You do vice versa when they go off to a World Cup as well. But just maybe your thoughts on the passing of Phil Bennett.
Yeah, I watched the clips last night, and he's been an outstanding servant for Welsh rugby, absolutely. And I think our under-21s play at Llanelli tomorrow, and we're going to have a minute's silence on his behalf, which I think is a great gesture for him. And you're right, we're one nation, so when we play sport, we support each other. I've just seen some of the rugby lads walk down to training this morning, so we've had a conversation with them and some of the coaching staff. So we are together one, and what he brought to Welsh rugby was unbelievable. The try he scored for the Barbarians as well was exceptional, and a great servant for Welsh rugby.
Okay, any more questions? Phil Batch.
On the 26th, probably goes without saying, Rob, but is that just because there's just so many games that you want the bigger squad, on the demand on players? Yeah, and
I don't want to disappoint 3 people. No, ultimately, it's of course it's the demands in those conditions. With the group that we've got, we just need those extra bodies around us. So for me, it's going to be, I'd like 26.
We'll take one last, 2 questions, Ben and James. Ben first, go on.
Sorry, just for Danny Ward, obviously you had this, I think, March time. Is there any, how concerning is this, what he's got at the moment?
No, I don't think we're overly concerned. I think by doing what we've done now is giving him the best opportunity to have a good pre-season. Like I said, I want my players to have a good pre-season. If we'd have pushed him, he would have got through it, but he might have had a little setback, a week or 2 weeks into pre-season. So it's pointless doing it when you've got other keepers. We've had to bring Kingy in, we've got Davo, and obviously Wayne. So there was no point in, again, pushing him and to the point of breaking.
Morning, Rob.
Morning.
Frankie de Jong sort of illustrated his class against you guys the other night. There's growing talk that he could be going to Manchester United. Can I get your opinion on what you think of him as a player, and also if he's running clear again and needs to be brought down, big money move or not? I presume he needs to come down, does he?
Yeah, well, he's a wonderful player, isn't he? We saw that ourselves firsthand. We don't know what sort of team he's going to pick again, but we know whatever team he picks is going to be quality. They've got that luxury where they can pick. They've got 2 11s to choose from and can mix it up. But with regards to him, he's a wonderful talent. And let's hope it's in the Premiership next season, and the public get to watch him week in, week out. Because, like I said, he's one that you want to watch, isn't he? From our point of view, yeah, absolutely, we'll bring him down if he's 1-on-1, because we want to win games of football, and there's no sympathy involved in that.
All right. Well, thank you. Gareth will be in a minute. Thanks.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone.